In the meantime, reactions this evening from players in the real estate sector about how the reduction in transfer tax and the flat rate for stamp duties will affect business. TVJ's Dwayne Anderson has that report.
The Realtors Association of Jamaica says it has been lobbying for changes to the transfer tax regime for 9 years. So they were very happy when they heard the news yesterday. They foresee real benefits in home and land ownership for many Jamaicans.
Even family lands, which is mostly unregistered properties, which we have heard anywhere from 40 to 45% of all lands are unregistered in Jamaica, that you had to now have the cost of converting to a registered title, but also now to transfer those properties. Jamaicans used to refer to those lands as dead left. But when that becomes more affordable, then we see that as a possible impact as well. So you will probably start seeing an uptick on the demand side, because clearly if the incidence of tax is lower and the cost of doing the transaction is lower, then it's more appealing for the homeowner who wants to sell and trade up to do so now.
Attorney at law Natasha Ricards of the firm Myers, Fletcher and Gordon shared his sentiments. She calculated how a deal could be arranged going forward with the changes and how this could help address the troublesome deposit that plagues first-time homeowners.
Transfer tax on a $20 million purchase would be $1 million that the vendor would have to pay. Stamp duty, the vendor's share would be $400,000 and registration fee would be $50,000. Under the proposed budget, transfer tax is 2%, so that would be reduced from $1 million to $400,000. Stamp duty $2,500 and transfer registration fee $50,000. There was a 10% deposit that was required, and that was because the taxes that you'd have to pay to stamp it would come up to 9%. So when you enter into a sale contract, you'd have to pay 10% as a purchaser, so the vendor would be able to use that 10% and pay taxes, so they wouldn't have to come out of pocket to pay. Now, with the reduction where there is only 2% that is required for transfer tax and $5,000 required for stamp duty, it's more than likely what will happen is that the deposit requirement of 10% will be reduced.
The Realtors Association fears the increased business expected to come to the tax and stamp offices could create a bottleneck and beseeched the government to make preparations to fast-track the processing of documents. Dwayne Anderson, TVJ News.